Alrighty everybody, it's me Eric. I'm back with another product review. Just trying to get caught up with some stuff that I've bought off Amazon and trying to make videos for it. I apologize I don't leave links in my descriptions. I probably really should. I never really took the time and effort to really figure out how to do that because well, first off, I'm doing this from my cell phone. And when you're doing it from your cell phone, as if I'm doing it, they give you very few options for editing it. So anyways, let's get to it. I bought this not too long ago, recently in the last week. And it's cool. I thought it'd be a good idea, something to have when you go camping, or if you ever just simply run out of power. As you can pretty much see, it's a hand crank USB charger. Now, I've seen plenty of videos online about how to make your own ones of them. It did look a little complicated, and I'm still kind of new to the idea of, soldering stuff, making shit like that and everything like that, which I do plan to, really master after a while. I'm just still trying to learn it. Let's try to get this thing focused first, so I can see what's going on here. Anyway, let's get on the business here. This is what it looks like when you get it. I got it offline from Amazon. I think it was around $8 and some change. It was under $10. I didn't know that much. So it wasn't too expensive. Obviously, when I got it, it was sealed, of course. Hey, bear with me for one moment. I gotta put the phone down. And sorry, yes, I know I am recording on a cell phone, like I mentioned before in previous videos. I apologize for that. I haven't been able to afford a nice camera for this video stuff yet, but someday. Hopefully I'll make enough money off these video things, or just bluff buy one, either or. Anyway, onto the thing itself. This is what it comes with. It comes in this bag and in this bag, which makes it pretty waterproof for starters, right off the rip. But I mentioned you don't have to keep it in these bags. I choose to keep it in this bag and this other bag that it came in, just for a little extra protection, to protect it from water. If water was ever, to come in contact with it, it would help, protect it. Most electronics, most people don't realize, they think when water touches them, they're immediately screwed. Not really. Almost all electronics I've ever dealt with have ever gotten wet, like a cell phone, for an example. If they get wet, which sucks, and they may temporarily not work. But once you dry them out, they almost always work. I haven't found one electronic thing that I've ever gotten wet, or found that was wet, that I was able to dry off and it worked fine. Like cell phones, for example. Another thing was a children's toy for my daughter that somebody left out in the rain, and so they attempted to throw it away. I saw it out there, so I brought it inside, got all the water out of it, dried it out. Once it was fully dry, it worked fine. So, got a good way to get a free toy for my kid anyway. Anyway, it comes with the crank right here, which, as you can see, here it is right here. Nothing too special. There's the USB, a little light indicating it's on the crank stick there. Comes with one of these things too. If you're wondering what this is, well, it mentions on the packaging in the description you can turn the flashlight too, but you can use these not just in this. You can use this in any USB for that matter. And if it is small, as you can see, but if you ever lose this thing, you can buy more of these things offline. I forgot what they refer to them as exactly, but I bought them before. I can't think of what they're called top of my head. The ones that you buy from online are even better. You can buy them with multiple lights if you want to. You can plug them in. This one you only plug in on one side, but the one I got, for an example anyway, you can plug it on either side. Some of them you can dim. They have all sorts of options. Anyway, again, I have to put my phone down for a second, so bear with me. They mentioned how you could turn it into a flashlight, and this is going to be extremely difficult for me to do this with not holding on to, I can't really need two hands, so I'm going to pause this video for 1 second. I'm going to reposition my phone a way you can see it. I could use both my hands, so hold on. Alright, sorry about it being crooked, but I don't have a phone holder to hold this phone up, and this phone doesn't have a kickstand on it. So, unfortunately, this position, yeah, I know you guys gotta look at my dirty laundry. Please don't talk any shit. I know it's a little messy in the corner with the laundry and all. Whole point I'm doing, I just need a position where I can put it in. Now, make sure I can see myself. Okay, as long as it's in front of the laundry basket, it should be alright. Just so you guys know, if I plug it into anything like a USB device, it could be a cell phone, anything, it all works the same. I'm only going to show you an example with the flashlight here so you can see that it works. But realistically, it doesn't matter what you plug into it, it will make it work. As you see, you simply just plug it in and just start cranking. In this case, this will be delayed, but keep in mind, this thing does not have a battery in it. And as you can hear, it's a little loud, but there's no battery in it, so as soon as I stop, the light shuts off. And I'll plug that for a moment. As you see, there's a light in the front of it, too, so I'll show that it works. Anyway, let me get out of this camera view here. Get back to normal here. It's in some weird, awkward position. But the only other thing that you might be curious about is, yeah, it comes with a strap right here, and which does have a clip to it. Yeah, you simply squeeze the side of it, and And it's supposed to pop right out. It's kind of being a pain in the ass because I'm trying to do this one-handed and it's trying to basically fight with me. There it goes, okay. As you can see, it clips out. And again, this is not exactly easy to do everything here one-handed. I really should get someone else to film these things for me while I do everything. It would be so much simpler. Now, I'm not going to bother plugging in a cell phone and showing you now. There's two things I will warn you about this thing ahead of time. It's not made super durably. I opened it up once before. I'm not going to do that now here on camera, but there's just simple little gears in there. That the only thing really holding them together is the case itself. So they're kind of loose in there, and they do kind of rub against the top of this thing a little bit. You'll kind of even feel the friction, but they gooped it up a little bit so they'll keep spinning. So you may have to occasionally, after a period of time, you may have to get some more goopy stuff in there, so it'll continue spinning. That, and just so you're aware of this, these things don't give off too much power. So don't think you're gonna charge up every single device you have off the thing. It's just like it says, for an emergency. It says on the back here, if I can get the focus for you long enough, there it goes. It claims 1 minute charging gives you 3 minutes talk time, which I don't know if that's really true or not. But you gotta keep in mind, the better phone you have, the smarter phone you have, I guess you might as well say, that's probably true for crappy phones. Now, smartphones, they use more energy. And obviously, the things that use more energy use more power. Obviously, so that means more cranking. And like I said, these things, remember, oh yeah, make sure you turn it clockwise. You don't want to turn it the other way because it won't do anything for you and you run the risk of breaking it. These things, like I said, you can make them yourself. There's tutorials online about it. Basically, you just need a motor, and instead of hook up power to the motor to make the motor spin, you kind of basically get the motor, and you spin the motor, and it will give off power rather than accepting it. That's kind of the gist of it. If I ever successfully make one day, I'll show you guys. But until that day, I'm just going to keep buying them like this. But anyway, like I said, you plug it into anything, cell phone, whatever. But like I said, it charges very, very slowly. That's the only problem with it. Like, you're not going to get much out of it. You crank the shit out of it for like 10 minutes, and, you're not going to get much power out of it. But, in a pinch, if you're in case of emergency and your phone's dead, this thing will turn your phone back on, even just temporarily. It depends how long you want to crank it for. It does get a little tiring after a while. And it's not the most durable thing in the world. It's made out of plastic, so you don't want to be super, super rough with it. But it does do what it claims. Like I said, you're definitely better off plugging your phone into the wall. Like, I would suggest using this thing, like, as an alternative to plugging in. But in case of emergency, this thing right here very well could save your life. Like I said, it doesn't do much, and it's not good to use just by itself. But like I said, in a pinch, no power, you're stuck out in the woods, whatever, you got a dead phone, you're basically fucked. This right here, like I said, could give you that little bit of juice that you need to call 911, have your phone on long enough to have the GPS on it so people can locate you, whatever the case may be. But like I said, the more powerful your phone is, the more juice your phone's going to take, so a lot less time it's going to stay on. So my advice to you, realistically, if you're in a situation that you could get lost in, like say you're going camping in, obviously you probably want to bring your smartphone because it's something fun to play with. But bring a crappy phone anyway, just as a backup. Because crappy phones, everybody realizes it, any phone in the world, actually, for that matter, whether it's hooked up or not hooked up, you can call 911 from it. As long as it turns on, you got a signal. It could be a crappy old phone to anything from a new phone. Doesn't have to be activated, nothing. So any single phone in America, at least, you can call 911. I don't know about other countries. That's the way it is in America. So you can just go out and get a crappy piece of shit phone. You probably get one for free from somebody, I betcha. It's good to keep on you in case of emergency because, like I said, just as long as it's charged and you got a signal, you can dial 911 from that thing if you had to. And the better part about keeping a crappy phone on you, the battery's going to last longer, you'll be able to talk on it longer, and if you do need to charge it using something like this, it will be more effective. Like I said, you can use it on a cell phone too, like a smartphone, but it's going to use up more juice because, they use up more juice, and when you go charge it, it won't last as long. So that's my advice to you. That, and also if you're also going to use this thing, if you happen to have a power bank laying around, this is like where your best bet is for you to charge up with one of those things because, like I said, it does not have a built-in battery to it. Like some flashlights I've seen that use a similar method, they usually have batteries in them. Not very strong batteries, but still have batteries. This obviously is a battery that you normally plug in the wall. So if you're bored, you got nothing better to do, just sitting around, say you're out in the woods, you might want to just take your time, just to charge this thing back up if it needs to be charged. This way it can be charged because this thing will store energy. Because the biggest problem with the cell phone, especially if you leave it on while you're charging it, it's basically going to use up the energy as quickly as you add it to it. Because that's how slowly it gives it to it. But this, if you spend your time cranking it for a while, it will store every bit of power you put into it, which after a while will add up, and you could probably do something, good with it. So I would suggest if you're going to get one of these things, like I said, two things. If you're going to be in a camp situation, get a piece of shit phone So that will save your life better, and it will charge better with this thing. And it wouldn't be bad to have a power bank as well. And of course, obviously, make sure you got a USB laying around to charge your device with. But your battery, having a battery like such as this would be the best way to go to charge, not directly to your phone, but charge this, then plug this into your phone. That would really be your smartest option. You can really do what you want to do. It's up to you. But yeah, and be careful not to lose this. And if you do, like I said, you can buy more offline. And again, you don't have to use this for that if you don't want to. You can plug this into the power bank, or if you have a certain phone that have the on-the-go feature, when you plug a USB into the phone, you can use it for that reason as well. But as you can see, it works on a USB, as you can tell. You don't have to use it on that. As long as it gets power from the USB, then there you go. So that just goes to show you. So yeah, you could use this thing. Yeah, I bought these things just by themselves before. They make a good little flashlight. As you can see, it's not really dark in here, so it's not showing a very good example, but you get the idea. Another thing these things are quite good for that I used one time as a backup, because we had a nightlight for my daughter. And like I mentioned in the video, I have a young daughter, and her nightlight went out. And I didn't have time to get a bulb or anything, and because she gets a little scared being in the dark. This made a very good backup nightlight. The one well, not this one in particular, but the one I had. So you could use them for that too, if you have a USB to plug into the wall, and they do make a good little nightlight if you need something, so you have some sort of light. But anyway, the video's already going for almost 11.5 minutes, so I'm going to cut it here. So if you want to buy this, buy it from Amazon. That's where I got it from. And they're not too expensive, and it's a good thing to have in case of emergency. But anyway, until next time.